my sort of interest in the area started when I studied criminology at university, and then it's led on to working for SelectaDNA. And SelectaDNA, as I said, are sponsoring the event, so I promise I won't talk for too long between you and your sandwiches. So SelectaDNA are a security marking company looking at various different products. But today I've been asked to talk about protecting your assets, small investment and a big reward. And how we're going to do that is mainly look at the forensic marking world and what sort of options there are out there for that. So property marking began many years ago with originally physical engraving, and as well as marking your postcode with a UV pen. And forensic marking has now become a much more technologically advanced way of doing that and putting a permanent mark in some cases or a unique code in others onto your equipment so that it's identified as being yours. Forensic marking is one of a number of ways in which you're able to mark your assets and also prevent theft of them and notify offenders that these are marked rather than just being there. So if you're looking at sort of what forensic marking product to use, because there are so many types out there, it's really good to look at the various accreditations that the companies have been awarded and their products. The way in doing this is basically that the accreditations are given dependent on the durability, the quality and what that product's used for. There's lots of different ones out there. Of course, becoming a BSIA member is a really good way of doing it. It gets a valuable insight into the industry. It means that we get to meet all of you and to find out what you really need from a forensic marking product. Another good approval is secured by design. So this is basically a collaboration between the security industry and the Association of Chief Police Officers, which is soon to be the National Police Chiefs Council, and they've worked together to identify products that are good to preventing crime, basically. A more recent one is Pass 820, which has been put together between the Home Office and the security industry and the police together to test forensic marking product and to see how long that forensic marking product is durable in the environment that it's designed to be in. There are 6 grades of Pass 820 from grade A, B and C, indoor and external. So grade C is capable of lasting 8 months outside, 6 months, sorry. 6 months outside. Grade B is capable of lasting 2 years, either internal or external. And grade A is internal or external for 5 years. So if you want to really look at that sort of marking to know that your product is going to be durable for a long time. So another thing to look for when choosing the most suitable forensic marking for yourselves is to look at the database on which your information is been put on. So is that database accessible by the police 24/7, or do the police have to call up in order to find out the information that they've got there? Can individual assets be put on the database? Can that person have their own asset management list? And what really is that company going to do with your information that they're giving to you there? So the main ones here to look out for are LPS 1224 issue 3, which is the latest version of the LPS 1224, and it basically means that the police are able to remotely search on the database using a PNN email address, which means that they can get that information about the owner straight away, which is vital sort of information that they need. And iOS 27001, which is information security and information management, and it basically gives you the confidence to know that your personal information is going to stay that way, and you're not going to do anything further with it. So how do forensic marking products differ? As I've said, there are different companies out there that do that. So just the sort of science, the main science behind the products. Some are made from earth chemicals, others are a unique DNA code, which is essentially exactly the same as our human DNA, but is a synthetic version of it, and is actually a shorter strand, so it makes it more durable and lasting out on the equipment. So there's various things, and there's companies that have got a unique microdot, which is a tiny little dot within the solution that basically has your unique number and company details on there straight away, so that the forensic marking company details on there, so that the police can find that, they can read that number, and they can straight away identify who the owner is without long rigmarole of laboratories and things. Various forms of forensic marking products. There's the glue that we've mentioned, and then there's transferable products that will go onto the offender's hands, and there's sprays and all sorts of things, defence sprays, various things like that. So how can a unique code be detected and identified? To begin with, the detection of the unique code, mostly they come with the UV luminescence, so you'll need a UV light to find them, small, large, depending if you're searching a larger area. We've actually, as a company, are really proud to have to our knowledge that the world's only forensic marking search dog. So Jazz, we've worked with Search Dogs UK, and Jazz, as you can see in the picture above, is actually able to smell out the scent of the forensic marking product in sort of large open spaces, scrap yards, things like that, and do the work of maybe 20, 30 police officers searching for a scrap metal yard really quickly and efficiently, and also obviously find a really minute part of the forensic marking product, so that may not be seen straight away to a human eye. So the identification process can be done in various ways. If there are no visible microdots in the product, it can be sent to a laboratory, which can take up to maybe a week to analyse the equipment or the clothing or whatever you've got there, what type of forensic marking you've got there, and state who the owner is. If there are unique microdots within the solution, microscopes can be used, so handheld digital microscopes, a lot like a digital camera, or just illuminated sort of smaller microscopes can be used to read the code there. So the offenders aren't going to know that the equipment's marked because it's not straight away visible, it's not really there in your face, so the only way to do it is to use it through signage and to alert that offender that what you've got there is marked, or that forensic marking is being used in the area. Various forms of signage, so you've got individual stickers for equipment, so for example a laptop, or you've got window stickers that can be used in homes and businesses to alert any potential offenders. And then right up to large billboard signs, as you can see here, this was being used in Merseyside, and they were doing a whole campaign around the area. And what I really like actually is a few police forces across the country have targeted known offenders by putting small postcards through their door to say we will be doing a forensic marking sort of project in your area, so this is what it is, and don't bother stealing things at that time, so which is a really great way of deterring offenders. So to put sort of a theory behind this, the routine activity theory is a good way of understanding why an offender will not target marked items. The routine activity theory basically occurs when there's a collision of a motivated offender, an opportunity place, and a victim that isn't being protected. Put those together and a death can happen, an incident can happen, a criminal offence can happen. By using forensic marking products and warning signs, that is putting basically a place manager on your item and making that target, so a laptop for example, not such an attractive target, and they're not going to want to take your laptop because they can't sell it on, it can't be moved very easily. So it's just a fantastic way of sort of looking at forensic marking with a theory behind it, essentially. So we've worked with a number of forensic marking companies have worked with police forces across the UK, and specifically looking at burglaries. Police forces across the country, they can look at a hotspot area that's being targeted and sort of put loads of forensic marking into that area, or they can give forensic marking products to victims of crime to stop them becoming repeat victims. To look at sort of a typical cost comparison of burglary and forensic marking products, your standard forensic marking product may cost about £1 an item to protect that item and mark it up. Whereas a recent study by the AA found that the average claim for a burglary victim is around £1,752, with the highest value claim reaching over £65,000. So that's sort of significantly greater than the cost of actually just marking those items for sort of £1 an item. But obviously the financial cost isn't the only cost to victims of burglaries. When I was researching into doing this presentation, I found a fantastic quote from West Yorkshire Police, which said that burglars know the price of everything and the value of nothing. And I thought that was a really good way of describing what burglary does to victims. That also went on to explain that one of the emotions that the West Yorkshire Police, and I'm sure others, find that burglary victims face is the regret that they hadn't done anything before. They were told by victims that they wish they'd done more before they burgled, and that's where something like forensic marking can come into play, and they can mark up their items and they can prevent it before it's going to happen. As well as West Yorkshire Police actually worked closely with Greater Manchester Police, who did a burglary campaign a number of years ago over an estate of 1,000 homes, and they found an 83% reduction in burglaries on that specific estate, where forensic marking kits were handed out, signage was put out, and awareness was made over the area. So just to sort of conclude all of that, I'd like to talk about a few real-life case studies of where forensic marking can help to reduce theft, reduce crime in areas across various sectors. So University College London Hospital NHS Trust recently carried out a forensic marking project. They have over 7 sites, and they marked equipment across those sites, and these removable bits of equipment that could be easily taken out of hospitals, and they just found a dramatic reduction in theft. And as you can see, Mike Phelps, who we worked closely with, since they started using products, they've had no reported thefts of portable medical equipment, whereas previously they found that 400 infusion pumps alone had gone missing, which is a significant number. And as you can imagine, the cost to a hospital, again, isn't financial. It's how life-saving equipment that's being stolen from these hospitals, which is significant to them. Metal marking is another type of forensic marking that can be carried out. And is really, really major, because obviously metal marking, especially along railway lines, things like that, metal and cable theft there, can cause significant delays, and also is very dangerous to passengers on trains, things like that. It can be life-threatening. So Network Rail have started using forensic marking products, and specifically on their HS1 line between London St Pancras and the Channel Tunnel. And since that was started to be used, they've not had any reported thefts of the metal, any reported thefts that have resulted in delays. So it's a fantastic sort of way to look at it. Another one of the routes that Network Rail marked was the Anglia route. In 2011-2012, before they started using forensic marking, There were 625 hours of delay minutes that were as a result of metal and cable being stolen, which cost Network Rail over £1.5 million. Whereas after the introduction of forensic marking, 2012-2013, they actually only had 85 hours of delays due to cable and metal, which saved the company £1.3 million in that 1 year, which is just a remarkable amount of money when you look at sort of the cost comparison of marking up the cable and metal in the first place. Another one we've helped with was Swansea Council, who are having significant theft of their boilers in various council properties. They were having up to 3 boilers a week stolen from the council properties. So over a period of a year, they marked 13,000 boilers in the council properties using forensic marking products. And since 2013, when this all took place and the project was undertaken, they have not had a single reported theft of these boilers in the properties. And these were marked with forensic marking and with warning signs to notify any would-be offenders that the boilers were marked. And this has been a total saving so far of £300,000, which is significant, obviously, to the council fund. Nigel Williams, who was running this project from Swansea Council, said the project has been an overwhelming success in saving the authority a substantial amount of money. But just to sort of conclude, it just shows how a little amount of effort for marking up the equipment you've got can really result in significant theft reduction.